I'm Jet from InThirdPerson.com, a personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. Shoutouts to Ian, thank you for the mic check there. Today on the show, we are playing Advance Wars. We're not actually playing it on the Game Boy Advance, but I had to flash my Game Boy Advance cart out here just to show that I'm legit. We are actually playing it on the Wii U Virtual Console, which is not the most ideal way to play Advance Wars, but it is the easiest way to stream it. So the original plan was actually to stream this game tomorrow, but in light of the news that the Nintendo Direct is happening tomorrow, and Fire Emblem is going to be a big focus of that, I figured we would do Advance Wars today, and we will play Fire Emblem. Oh man, no, I don't want to close it. I thought I could just flash the menu and show you the Fire Emblem icon on my Wii U. We'll play Fire Emblem tomorrow, and so today we're going to do some Fire Emblem or Advance Wars. Give this game its props. I know I have thrown a lot of shade at it in the last few weeks in light of Wargroove coming out, in light of Into the Breach, all sorts of stuff. But like, oh, golly, I cannot wait. I'm so excited for this Direct. I can tell you've been excited for this Direct. You've thrown out a lot of speculation on Twitter about what you hope to see. I hope a lot of the stuff you ask for comes true, and I have my fingers crossed that it's a good one. I love seeing good Nintendo Directs where they give us a lot of things to be excited about for the year. And alright, so Advance Wars campaign. We'll start a new campaign from the top. I know you were looking for, what was it, a new Paper Mario in particular. I have not played Paper Mario at all. Actually, alright, so I probably should do my Let's Play narrator thing here. I can't do impressions, though. I can't do impressions. Orange Star Forces? Here so soon? But wait, something's not right here. Nell wouldn't leave Orange Star's capital city unguarded. Which means, a new commanding officer? Ha ha ha! Excellent! I've lost a few battles lately, but no more. An Orange Star army without Nell is no match for me. Time to teach this raw recruit what war's all about. Sorry, good thing. Shoutouts to Stream Deck for having that mute button on deck. I'm Andy. Pleased to meet you, Jet. Mission 1. It's war. You're thinking next Zelda? Realistic? It might be too soon. I don't know. Jet, Andy, do you read me? Nell, is that you? Is this a transceiver? That's right, Andy. I'll be using it to contact you from here on out. As this is your first real command, I wanted to check up on you. No worries here. This is going to be easy. Oh, Andy, you're nothing if not enthusiastic. Let me give you a few words of advice. First, let's talk about your CO power. That's a really weird thing to be starting off with right off the top, now that I'm playing this in hindsight. Ian says, I'm thinking a top-down Zelda rather than a follow-up to Breath of the Wild. Hannibal! Hey, how's it going? I'm doing alright. The weather is really bad up here in Canada. We had a snowstorm followed by freezing rain, so the snow is just frozen over. I decided to work from home today so that I wouldn't have the troubles of getting home, going to work, so on and so forth. I just took a couple calls from home, and now we're streaming. It's okay. I had a good day. My wife was also at home today, so we were just kind of working on the couch side by side, and then we did face masks. So yeah, getting the... Ooh, how am I playing this? It's getting crazy. So Randy asks, yeah, how am I playing this? We're not playing this on the Game Boy Advance. I do have my GBA copy out here right now. Playing this on the Wii U Virtual Console, which I think is the most recent form you can play this game in. You can use your CO power when the power meter is full. The meter fills up gradually over the course of battle. Once it's full, well, I'll cover that when the time comes. Oh, I also have to tell you about the Terms of Victory. The Terms of Victory explain what you need to accomplish to fulfill a mission. Also, let me know if you guys want me to read this. Like, I've never felt comfortable reading what the characters are saying, but I know a lot of Let's Players do it. Do you see Intel on the map menu? Select it, and you'll see the 3 new menu items, Terms, Status, and CO. If you select Terms, I'll explain what you must do in order to win on that map. You should also take a look at the other 2 items when you have the time. There's a lot of useful intel in there. Okay, Andy, you listen to Jet, and do your best. Good luck, Jet. Take care of Andy. A top-down Zelda would be pretty good. I really enjoyed... What was the last one on 3DS? Was it Link Between Worlds? That was fantastic. One of my favorite Zelda games. Alright. I think for the story-based games in particular, it helps to read dialogue so that people can follow along with your pace. Alright. Cool. I will keep it going then. And we will see what's up. Yes, I like it when they read the dialogue. Alright, I will do that. A Link Between Worlds was excellent. Definitely one of my favorites as well. Alright. I'm going to put this guy here. And we're going to hang back. Because this is... Here's one thing I liked that Advance Wars does that Wargroove does not do as far as I know. I can hold the B button and just see where... I don't... No, I think you can do this in Wargroove too. Or something... No, it's... Fire Emblem, where you can activate all of the things at once, and you can see, like, if you go anywhere on this map in these spots, you will get hit. And Wargroove does not do that. Advance Wars does not either. All these graphics talk about nostalgia. Oh, man, you're... Okay. So the reason I played this game in the first place, like, I never had played a strategy game before Advance Wars. And it was 2001, and I was a highly impressionable gamer. I had been reading video game magazines for years. I had been reading, like, video game news on the internet since the mid-90s. Like, all the way back to, like, nuke.com. And at the time, I think it was still N64.com. Oh, I should turn the animations on. N64.com, they rated this game, it was either 9.8 or 9.9 out of 10, which is an insanely high score. And at the time, I was like, wow, that's a really high score. I should probably try this out. Okay, let's keep all animations on for now, and then we'll try something else later. And so, yeah, seeing those high scores come in was like, okay, well, this is a day one purchase. I'm going to try this out. And I absolutely fell in love with Advance Wars. I'd never played anything like it. Just the idea of, like, these units on a map and moving them around, and the strategy that comes with managing where all the units go, when do you fight, when do you defend, how do you block areas of the map, when are you trying to get buildings, like, all of that stuff I'd never experienced in a video game before. And it was so cool to get to do that here. Uh-oh, there we go. And without this game, I don't play any other strategy games. I wouldn't have tried Fire Emblem, I wouldn't have tried XCOM, I wouldn't have played Into the Breach, I wouldn't have played... There's a couple bad strategy games I wouldn't have played if it wasn't for Advance Wars. But, man, I owe so much to this game. And I still love this game, for as much shade as I have thrown at it in the last few weeks. I recognize that I've said a lot of stuff about how the game is aged, and there's some systems in it that are clunky. I think there are some balance issues if you're playing versus mode. Sammy in particular, with her mech rush, is really powerful. But man, this game is still so good, and there's a reason why fans have been clamoring for a new Advance Wars for like the last decade. Alright, so we've got... Alright, so this mech guy is probably gonna get roasted. We're gonna hang back. We'll hang back a little more. Max in this game is ridiculous. Yes, he is crazy powerful too. Alright, Ian says... I started the strategy genre of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, which I liked a lot, but Fire Emblem Path of Radiance is what really sold me on it. Alright. Path of Radiance was... Oh, GameCube. I have that one. That is on the list of games I have to stream at some point. Oh. Okay. Because, yeah, the first 2 Fire Emblems on Game Boy Advance are great, and then Path of Radiance is still one of my favorite, if not my favorite Fire Emblem game. It had a wonderful story. I thought the levels and the challenge was great. That said, I think it's kind of ugly. That one and the Wii one are not pretty games, and I don't think they were pretty at the time, and I don't think they've aged particularly well. But the strategy in it was fantastic. I have never played Final Fantasy Tactics. Path of Radiance is probably my fave Fire Emblem. Yeah, I hear you. I have a very strong emotional attachment to that one. And I played that one probably more than any other Fire Emblem game. Alright, what are we trying to do here? Let's go and roll up on this guy. Fair point about the graphics. Unfortunately, it seems like Three Houses is modeled more after those titles than the newer games. Yeah, I mean, it looks better, but it definitely does not look as good, per se, as some other modern games do. They've gone for, like, the 3D look, but then I guess the art direction is just not there relative to some other games in the genre. I'm very curious to see what they do, because they showed, like, almost hero units, and wasn't really hero units, but you kind of have your main character, and then they have, like, the army of characters around. Made it look a little more like a real battlefield, which I really liked. Alright, we're gonna throw this guy in the car, and we will start moving people around soon. Yeah, we're gonna start rushing in here in a bit. Uh-oh. There we go, Blizzard. So, big CO powers. In Wargroove, you have a hero unit on the field that has powers like this. In Advance Wars, you do not. The commander is never on the field, but they impact stuff beyond. And another thing that's different from Wargroove to Advance Wars is that I'm pretty sure the base stats on all units are the same across every commander, and it's just the commander that's different. Base stats on the different armies are different here as well. So, Olaf is really good with... Oh man, I can't remember what his deal is. Andy's kind of the all-around one. Max is really good in close. Sammy has really good soldiers. One of them has really good units all around, but they cost more money. One's really good in the air, one's really good at sea. And it impacts the balance that way, which is an interesting take. I think it's probably harder to balance because of that, but it is a lot of fun. Still, all things considered, we're gonna mow this guy down. And yeah, I picked this up day one on the Game Boy Advance. And I think this is probably the single Game Boy Advance game I played more than anything. I think the combination of loving the campaign and the multiplayer in it. I actually played a lot of Advance Wars in high school with my friends, whether we were just handing the Game Boy Advances back and forth between each other. Actually, I should get my GBA out right now. Hold up, real quick. Show and tell time. If you saw the post on Twitter or Instagram, I still got my baby. This is the original NES Classic, if you will. It is the limited edition Classic Game Boy Advance. Let me pop that open for you here. This is the first time I upgraded a console, strictly for cosmetic reasons. I had an original GBA. It was the blue one. And then I bought a gray SP because it had the light on it, of course. This one was pretty much my gray SP with a different paint job. And so you've got the sort of like the Nintendo outer shell, and then on the inside, it looks like the controller. So dope. Such a cool system. Alright, back to the game. Ugh. What's the situation right now? Alright, we can't get to that guy. That's not cool. let's finish this guy here. I think Olaf has also balanced units, but they move unhindered in the snow. Oh, okay. That is good to know. Okay, so he's good up to there. Oh, we have this guy to worry about. Alright, so we'll just move one space up. And we'll go from here. Yeah, I played a lot of GBA. And I think we also did the thing. So I used to be in high school. This is when this came out. All my friends had GBAs, and I had the multiplayer, like the multi-tap, so that we could play together. And one of the things we would do in our economics class is our teacher had a penchant for showing a lot of movies in class. He was not the most engaged teacher. And so he played a lot of movies. And what we would do, we were sitting in the back corner against the wall, is that we would run the cable along the back wall, and we would just play Advance Wars and Mario Kart with each other in the middle of class. I mean, during movies and stuff, so he either didn't notice or didn't care. But that was definitely something we did. Alright. We gotta get this guy out of here. And I actually have some of my friends, like shoutouts to John, shoutouts to Wendy. I think Wendy plays other stuff now, but I know this was a big game for her. John was, he's not really a gamer. He's played some games, but this was a game that, like, he got really into. It was, because he was also big into, like, the military, and he was a cadet. And, yeah, he just got so invested in Advance Wars. So, yeah, he ended up buying a Game Boy Advance just for this game. Shoutouts to John, by the way. He does not live nearby anymore, but shoutouts to him. Shoutouts to his 2 kids. I don't remember the name of the second one, and I remember the first one we nicknamed Baby Optimus, as in Optimus Prime. Alright, so we're okay down here. Let's go. Enough talking about me. How are you guys doing? Hannibal, what's going on with you, man? I know Ian is super excited for the Direct, which is happening just as I'm about to go home. Uh-oh. I see I'm dropping frames here because of the internet, which is not great. Hopefully that settles down a bit. Uh-oh. Hey! Nell, what is that? Your power meter is full. Andy's CO power lets you repair all damaged units, right? Do you know when it's best to use it? No, I don't. Well, I guess I'll have to tell you. Since you're able to repair all of your units, you should use your power when you have damaged units. Oh, and one more thing. When you use your power, all of your units will be a little stronger for that turn. Don't forget what I just told you, okay? Is that clear? Not really, but that's okay. I'll just let Jet decide. Oh well, I guess that'll have to do. Jet, you're in command. Good luck. Okay, so I see I'm dropping some frames here. Let me make an adjustment to the stream really quick to ease the burden here. And hopefully that works without making the picture quality look too blurry. Let me know if it holds up a little better. Alright, so we're going to pop our CO power right now, which is the equivalent of your groove in Wargroove. And his is basically the same as Mercy. Randy says, this is also the game where Andy asks, what's an airport? I don't actually remember that line. That's a good ability. I can see how Wargroove lifted some from mechanics from this one. Oh man, Wargroove lifted so much from Advance Wars. Right down to like the damage values between equivalent units. But I mean, that's what people wanted. People have wanted this game again for over a decade, which Nintendo has not been willing to put out. And I've said it a bunch of times, like, I get why they don't want to make another one of these until, you know, they have some big gameplay innovation or find a way to make this sell and mean something to more people, because I think people just got tired of it after a while. Alright, we're just gonna roll up on... Oh, jeez. That was a terrible idea. Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. It's in the bonus training mission. Okay. We did not do that training mission, so... For anyone that's played Wargroove, how are you guys enjoying Wargroove so far? I've been playing a little bit here. I'm on... Not very far. I'm on Act 3. And I think it's good. It's definitely refined some things from Advance Wars that were clunky in hindsight. I like the fact that I'm not worrying about bullets. So after a certain number of shots per unit, you will run out of bullets and you need to get resupplied. I'm glad that's not in that game. I'm glad that... I love the hero units, having that as a thing. In particular, having a target that can end the game in relatively short order if someone is reckless with it. And because they're always in the battlefield. They're always, like, close to the action because you want to take advantage of their strength and abilities and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of just, like, user experience stuff that I really like about Wargroove that makes it a bit of a smoother experience. That said, it also still fundamentally has the same challenges of Advance Wars that have been an issue with the series since the beginning, and so I do still find fault in that part of it. But, I mean, this is what people want, so... Ian says, I'm still in Act 2. I got part of the way through, started Into the Breach again, and have not put it down yet. It's taking some time to warm up to Wargroove. I hear you on that. Wargroove is fantastic. I started playing that again, actually, recently, because you were talking about it again, and... Yeah, that game's pretty good. I just enjoy... I think I enjoy that more of just being an experience that scales so well. I can play it in one sitting, I can play it for an hour, I can play it for a day, I can play it forever. And it works in all of those cases. I find inherently the Advance Wars style of combat is going to run long by virtue of disposable units and being able to build. And just the nature of the combat of having to build an army, and then you kind of meet in the middle, and it's kind of a stalemate for a while, and... Randy says, I was about to play a Wargroove mission before you started. I mean, it's not too late. You can just have me on in the background, and that's cool, too. Like, even this first mission has taken some time. Granted, I am playing it a little safe, but... Alright, now we're gonna pull out the big guns here. Just smash this guy into oblivion. Okay, fight through the trees. Jeep, jeep. Okay. Because we're kind of at a standstill here until I can rush this. Oh, I think I could do it. I think I could do it. If we move this guy here, and then we start to run this over. That's probably not the best place to leave my tank, but that's okay. And we should move this guy up this way. Also, realizing now, I do not have enough firepower down here to defend the base. Okay. Let's go shoot these guys down. Randy, is there anything in particular you are looking forward to or hoping for in this next Nintendo Direct? I know Ian is looking for a new Paper Mario in the old style. He's hoping for thinking a top-down Zelda. I don't think that's a bad idea at all. I wonder if we see even a hint of Animal Crossing at some point. Alright, this guy, you're taking one for the team. Some Animal Crossing news for sure. I would love Pikmin news. I love Pikmin 3 so much, and it saddens me that we don't have another one of those yet. Although, yeah, the only Pikmin game I've played is Pikmin 3, but Pikmin 3 is so good. I can't believe I have not played Pikmin 1 or 2 yet, having played Pikmin 3. I need to get around to that at some point. I'd be more thirsty for Fire Emblem news if I didn't already have Wargroove. Okay, I don't think of those two things as similar at all. Like, I've always compartmentalized Fire Emblem and Advance Wars as two separate things. With Advance Wars being like my military board game with dudes on a map, and Fire Emblem is my RPG with dudes on a map. The guy who leaked the Direct also said Pikmin 3 is supposed to be announced for Switch, so maybe he was right on that as well. Oh, man. Like, I have not double-dipped on any of the Wii U ports to Switch. I passed. Actually, no, that is a bold-faced lie on my part. I have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is fantastic. But I did not buy New Super Mario Bros. U. I streamed that on Wii U a couple of months ago. I did not buy a lot of the ports to Wii U, but I love Pikmin 3 so much. That is a game I would want to support with every fiber of my being, so I could see myself double dipping on that one. There are many fundamental differences for sure, but they scratch similar itches, and I totally get that as well. Because yes, at the end of the day, they are both turn-based strategy games. I'm enjoying Wargroove a ton, so not in any rush for Fire Emblem. Alright, that's great. Alright, I think we're going to make our move on this guy real soon. And we can probably get this tank out of here. BRB, okay. I'll be right here, Andy. Oh, geez, I totally didn't realize that guy was there. Oh, he moved. He must have moved. Alright, we're going to move this guy here, too. There we go. What else do I want to see in a Direct? Sorry, Ian, I don't have your post up here. Feel free to throw out some ideas as well. What have we not seen? Probably too early to show off whatever the next Pokemon is. Or is it too early? I feel like they would do that in the summer, like closer to E3. Okay, let's... If we can smash this guy, then we're good. There it is. Okay. Do I have enough? Oh man, the snow is... Okay. Let's do this. He can go... Oh, jeez. We'll drop this guy here, and we're gonna run this guy back. Oh, no! Oh, he can't... Okay, we're gonna go here. We're gonna hide there. I think Pokemon will show something soon, but as their own thing. The guy who runs Cerebi pointed out that Game Freak always does their own press release for big Pokemon news, so it's unlikely to appear in the Direct. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, when they revealed Pokemon Let's Go and Pokemon Quest, they did that as a separate thing, like, a week before E3. Oh, geez, I didn't realize that was in range. That's gonna hurt. Oof. Yeah, admittedly, I know there are a lot of people have put a lot of thought into what could be. Trying to read the tea leaves and reading the rumor mill on what is going to be in the next Nintendo Direct. I personally... I don't really pay much attention to that stuff. You never know with Nintendo, and I just kind of roll with it. They might show like some weird hard sensor thing. They might show the most amazing. I would love an ARMS 2, and that's probably not gonna happen. I just kind of go with it. I do read the news all the time, though. It's weird. Like I was talking to. Who was I talking to? Oh, it was, Oh. I enjoy trying to predict it, but I get why you'd want to just wait for the official news too. Yeah, I think with Nintendo in particular, there is so much in the way of rumors and speculation and people making crazy mock-ups, and I just have a hard time trusting any of it. So I'm just like, you know what? I will wait. You tell me officially what's going on, and I will react from there. Man, I am, like, slowly plodding through this level. I do not like how I have approached this at all. And now this tank is going to mess me up. Oh, okay. It held on long enough. That's all I needed. Thank you, tank. Let's go capture this building. Let's keep whittling this down. Oh, there we go. Yeah, let's go pop this power. Oh, 16%? That's not really anything, though. Let's do it anyway. I enjoy trying to predict it. Yeah. Unfortunately, I saw, Ian, you got the ability to... You're getting off work early so you can watch it live. It's going to start right as I'm leaving work. I'm going to have to try and catch a train. So, if I can find an audio-only live stream, I might try and listen in as it's happening. Though the internet is spotty at times on my train route, and... I might just watch it when I get home, just before streaming Fire Emblem. Can we do enough damage here to make this matter? I love doing reactions, though, as well. Although I'm going to be, like, crazy late. I can't react live to it. So the news will probably be spoiled to me if I just try and wait till the stream and then we just watch it together. Alright, we got the big tank out of the way. Oh, there we go. My name's Andy. I'm the CO. This is my advisor, Jet. Advisor? We needed no advisors when I was in the Orange Star Army. Humph. Be that as it may, Jet. Andy. It takes a lot to best me. I'll remember your names. Mark my word. Hey, Grandpa, who are you? Who am I, you ask? Throughout Orange Star, I was known as... Nell's Papa? That's right, Nell's... Wait. What? No! That's what I get for being nice to children. No respect. Grr. You just watch yourself, little boy. Victory! Woo! B-Ray. That's not great. I think I played that a little too cautious. Do you think, Ian, we will get any sort of update on the Nintendo Switch Online service? I saw the news that Nintendo was not pleased that when Smash Bros. Hit, they saw a spike in the short-term online packages because people were just buying it for Smash and then letting it go. I'll probably live tweet it during the Direct, then maybe try to get together a blog post going over the highlights. I imagine all my posts next week will be detailed dives into particular games that they talked about. Fire Emblem will get an article for sure. Awesome! Oh, Bearded One. Why you... A slip of the tongue. My apologies, Commander. Enough! Just get ready to move out. Now listen. Orange Star forces have been deployed where I anticipated. Their commanding officer is an untested youngster, but he's not alone. He's working with an advisor, Jet. Advisor, Jet! So don't let your guard down. Our contingent in this area has some indirect combat units for you to use. Now get going, Mr. Sharpshooter. What? You want me to go personally? Like, in person? Why, you lazy, no-good... What do you think a commanding officer does? If you don't get moving... Alright, keep your beard on. I don't much like the idea, but I'm going. Gone at last. He's an impudent rogue, but he's also the best marksman I've ever seen. Those Orange Star fools will never know what hit him. Perfect. Ha 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 ha. So Grit is... His strength is that his units, his long-range units, are really strong, but his up-close units are weak. There's been rumors going around about doing a pro online service, and a data miner found programs in their SNES titles, so I wouldn't be surprised if they talk about that stuff. I've always found that, like, to be a really weird choice on Nintendo's part of bundling in just NES games with their online service. Like, sorry, my mouth's drying up. Just this idea of, like, it's NES games, and you get all this stuff, it's $20, or whatever the price is. Like, at a certain point, like, you can't just add all of Virtual Console in for that same price. It doesn't make sense. They would make more money if they added more tiers, and like, hey, if we're not going to add Super Nintendo games, if you also want this, it's going to cost X amount more. But then it makes the package more confusing. So, I'm not sure how they plan on doing that. Maybe NES and SNES are part of the base and everything after that's premium. I don't know. Jet, Andy, can you hear me? What's up, Nell? You've been given the authority to use bases to deploy new units onto the field. Jet hasn't received instruction on how to do this, but you're up to speed, right, Andy? Well, oh my. Well, let's go through this again. First, place the cursor on a base and press the A button. A list of units will then be displayed. Use the plus control pad to scroll through the list and press the A button to select the unit you want to deploy. Units that you can't afford will appear in gray. Don't forget that. Each day you'll receive funds from all of the bases you hold. You'll have to make do with that amount. Remember, you can't deploy new units and move them on the same turn. Hope you got all of that. Good luck. Alright, so yeah, these are your bases, and you build. You've got infantry, which are like your swordsmen, mech, which are your pikes, your pikemen. Recon is not exactly an alchemist, sorta, kinda. Your tanks are like your knights. Your APCs are your wagons, but they also, in this game, they provide you with extra bullets, extra gasoline for your vehicles to move, but then they don't move your units as far. Artillery is sort of your ballistas. Who knows? Honestly, I'm pretty content with the base price, particularly for how little I use it. I mainly have it for if I get the chance to play online with other bloggers sometime. Alright. Well, I hope you get the opportunity to do that. I used to play a lot of Nintendo Switch Online specifically for ARMS. Have not played a lot of that since. But yes, playing with friends is Yeah, obviously the reason why you'd want to do it. We need... I can't remember the best way to approach this. Do I use... I think we want this over here. And I'm gonna have to do something about this situation here. Let's send infantry up. ARMS has great online. I didn't play it a lot, but had a blast every time. Yep, I think of the Nintendo Online games, that and Splatoon are excellent. Possum Spit. This area wasn't Blue Moon's to begin with. Blue Moon is just plain greedy. That's what it is. Fighting for these folks just don't sit well with me. Well, I guess I'm just mosey on out and see what happens. What other games did I play a lot online? I played a lot of Paladins. I don't know if you need the online service to play that, because that's a free-to-play game. But that one is really good as well as a sort of quasi-Overwatch. A poor man's Overwatch, if you will. Jet, Andy, pick up now. Yeah, Nell, we're here. What's going on? We've learned that Grit is the opposing CO. Grit is an indirect fire expert whose attack range is larger than normal. Plus, his range gets even bigger when he uses his CO power. Make sure you can check Grit's attack range throughout the battle. Understood. Hey, Nell, how do you know so much about this guy? Well, we used to be friends. I know what that means. That's all I had to tell you. Nell out. Huh? Nell was sure in a hurry. I wonder what was wrong. Yeah, Andy is a bit naive. Let's just say. I don't remember if I can cross this bridge. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I can. Let's leave one guy up here, just in case I actually can, and then we can... Let's save our money for now. And then we'll use this tank to clean up the mess. So another thing, Ian, in cities, Wargroove does it a little differently, where in Wargroove, you actually have to go to the building, and then you say reinforce, and then you pay whatever amount of money to heal the units. In Advance Wars, you put them over top of the building, and it heals like 2 health per turn, and I think it costs money as well. So I think it's the same rate every time. Just a minor difference. But it's something. Alright, I want to get... I don't have the money for rockets. I really want rock... Okay. Fine. We will stick with what we have here. Ah, yeah, you can cross. Okay, so we should do that then. Ooh, we're gonna get wrecked here. RIP that guy. I want to do that right now, or... Yeah, I should do that right now. Okay, that did nothing. And then he's probably going to roll up. That's going to roll up. Those are all fine. Let's get some... Can we get like a big... Do I want a big tank or do I want... Huh. What do I want right now? Let's go with one big tank. And we will go with... Oh, I can't afford a small tank. Alright, we'll just leave it at that. Actually, I'll buy one more infantry. There we go. So Ian, besides Into the Breach, what are some of your favorite tactics games? I've never played Final Fantasy Tactics, so I cannot provide a point of view on that one. I know you've played Mario Rabbids. Did you like that one? I don't know if I ever streamed that. Now that I think about it, I think I was on Facebook Live at the time, so nobody probably ever saw that stream. I really enjoyed Mario Rabbids. I don't think it's necessarily like the greatest game, but I think it's really good. Oh, how far does that go? Okay. Let's start to roll this way. Let's start to build some infantry over here, get a second tank going. And if we can start getting this stuff here, that would be great. For now, though, let's do that. Ooh. Mario Rabbids is an excellent tactics game. A lot of people have compared it to XCOM, but I haven't played that one to know. I think the options you have for moving around the battlefield are super fun. This is true, it is super fun. And it is a lot like XCOM. It's so weird and jarring how much it's like, oh, you took Mario and the Rabbids and put them in XCOM. This is really weird, but it also works really well. Yeah, XCOM, I mean, it's a lot more gritty. It's got aliens. The big difference between XCOM and Rabbids, I think there's a lot more resource management stuff going on there because you have soldiers that level up, but then once they're dead, they're gone. You can get new soldiers, but you can get to a point, like I got to a point, I was playing XCOM on iOS actually, and I had it set so that it auto-saved for some reason. Like I couldn't save scum my way through it. And I was on the very last level with all my best guys. And I made one mistake and it wiped out my entire team. And now I'm on the last level with a deadline for how long, like how much time I have to beat that level. And I just had like crappy troops below them. And so I couldn't beat it. It was just done. And yeah, that XCOM is like one of the few games of this generation. Like you can just straight up lose that game. You can play all the way to the end and just lose. And in that way, it is very unforgiving. In a way that games of this generation, these last few years, have not been. XCOM also has notorious rules because it has a percentage-based system of like you have an 80% chance of hitting this shot, but then of course when you really need that shot, you will just completely whiff. And it can cause really bad things to happen to your team. Okay, so we don't want to rush that guy just yet. That's not... Okay, we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go here, just to box that guy in. And we're gonna start running this tank over. And what should we start building? I would like some rockets, but I don't think we need those just yet. We'll do a tank, and then that's it. Fire Emblem has a weighted percentage system to reduce how often those 90% accuracy misses happen. That's good to know. I might have to try it at some point since it's kind of a staple of the tactics genre. I really hadn't heard anything about it until people started comparing Mario and Rabbids to it. Yeah, it's weird going to XCOM that doesn't have it. Like, yeah, XCOM was big at the time, like, when it came back. I can't speak to, like, old 90s PC XCOM, but XCOM won Giant Bomb Game of the Year. For whatever that is worth, and whatever value you ascribe to the opinions of Giant Bomb. But that made a lot of noise, and when I tried that out, I was like, oh man, I really like this game. Definitely enjoy Fire Emblem's weighted percentages for accuracy. When you play games that don't have it, it feels odd. Okay, then a heads up, it will feel odd when you do it in XCOM. Alright, I think we're in a good spot here. Oh. Am I? Nope, just outside that guy's range. What is the best way to do this? So he's got a blind spot right here. If we can... I know I'm going to lose this unit anyway, that's fine. Yeah, XCOM at this point, like, I don't know if you can get it on PS4 or Xbox One. You can probably get it cheap on PC. Mario Rabbids is nice because shots are either 100%, 50%, and those are easy for people to grasp. This is true. It's like or 0. I think... Is there 0? I don't remember if there's a 0% chance, but I know it's like you're gonna hit or you might miss. And I like that as well. It is a really good tactics game for beginners. And I appreciate that because tactics games can be very dense and have a lot of weird systems on top of their regular stuff. Alright. Plus, if target is obviously out in the open, you don't have those 50% shots, so you don't get the what the heck did I just mess effect. Yeah. Maybe at some point I will stream that. We'll just do all tactics all the time. Like, I have so many. We could stream all the Fire Emblem games. We could stream... I mean, whatever Advance Wars is on the Wii Virtual Console. We've got XCOM 1 and 2. Rabbids, of course, we were just talking about. Here's a bad tactics game. Or at least the tactics game I thought was bad. Project X Zone. Which, it sounds incredible in its premise of like, oh man, characters from Capcom, Namco, and Sega all together in this tactics game. And you manage an army of like 50-something heroes from games you recognize and love, and you fight on the battlefield, and it's not good. It's so not good. They put so much emphasis on the battle system in terms of like getting your characters to do cool juggle combos, but then it gets boring really fast, and the actual strategy and moving around the map like doesn't really matter at all. And those battles just drag. And they made a sequel of it. I'm guessing it sold really well because of the star power in it, but that game was not good. I hope they made the sequel better. We'll wait here. We'll move this guy over here. It's hard for people... Oh, okay. It's hard for people to understand 90% still means they'll miss 1 out of 10 times, which is still frequent. Yep. I didn't care much for the demo, but never played the full game. I'm not sure if you were talking about Project X Zone or something else. I'm gonna guess it was Project X Zone, and I don't blame you. I was so disappointed in that too, because I thought that game was right up my alley. Alright, I think we've got enough units here to just roll on this computer. Uh-oh. Someone's getting smashed. Oh no, not that one. No! Oh man. That is not good. I needed to... Oh, no, not that guy. Oh, that's so gone. Oh, mistakes were made. Alright, guys, this is going to take a little longer than I thought. should burn my CO power now, shouldn't I? Yeah, to save that tank, I'm gonna do it. Whew. If you're just tuning in, I'm Jet from InThirdPerson.com, a personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. His special seems kind of broken. It's tough. It's tough to deal with. I don't know if I would say broken, but I think the charge rates might be different per character as well, so it might be balanced off and it just takes longer to charge. Oh man, that range is insane. That's like almost the whole screen. Okay, so between that and that, where are my open spots? I don't really have much. I kind of have to fall back, don't I? Yeah, let's fall back a bit. We'll chill back here. And hope we're okay after that. This guy is probably... And also the trade-off is, once again, Grit really doesn't... His up-close units are really bad, so if you're able to get position on him, then you should be okay. What other tactics games? Boom. I could never play RTS games. I know they share a lot in common other than... But the fact that one of them is in real time, I just cannot keep up with. There's all these different units on a board, and you're managing them all going bit by bit. And it's just too much. I cannot wrap my brain around all of the extra micromanagement that you have to do quickly. I like to be able to just think. And it's weird because I play fighting games, and that requires very fast thinking, but I'm managing one person on a screen versus managing a lot of different things on the screen, which I think is the big difference for me. Alright, we need to get a guy into... Yeah, RTS isn't your speed either. It's cool though. Mad props to the players that can do it. It's fascinating how how fast someone can move and think and react in that manner. Those APMs are something else. Okay, let's start to make our charge towards the base here. And I need to start taking some buildings too. Oh, dude, he didn't even move. Wow. Alright. Yeah, he's waiting for us to rush in. I think I gotta do it now. I'm going for it, guys. This guy's gonna mess that guy up, and then this big tank is gonna be a problem too, but... Okay, so now that that's there, I'm not so worried about this guy getting clipped. And I'm not so worried about this guy. And we can probably move this guy a little closer. Alright. And we can start marching these guys in, at the very least, to act as decoys. And let's just build some more tanks just in case. Oh, geez. I cannot stand that. So, when I put the controller down, it hits the right trigger, which opens up that menu. Sorry if it takes you out of the experience as much as it takes me out as well. What are you guys hoping for in the next Fire Emblem? I mean, all I can really glean from that, like what we know, is kind of those support units around the main unit. Like, that looks cool. I don't know what that means in terms of gameplay. like what type of possibilities are opened up because of that. I hope it's cool, whatever it is. I don't even know what I would want from a Fire Emblem. They just make, I guess, like, hey, give me another good story with characters that I care about. Yeah, I would have to think about that. I guess I will write. Maybe I'll actually write reactions to that. Yeah, I will say, Ian, let's talk blogger shop here for a second. I know you plan on writing like reaction pieces to news and stuff. I guess reactions are a bit different. Honestly, I think Fates nailed the game mechanics perfectly. If they can pull that gameplay onto a better story and characters, it'd be nearly flawless in my view. Man, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I really liked Fates. I thought... For me, I know, like, a lot of people got annoyed that there were different discs. Or, like, well, different, There was 2 different games, really. Technically 3. The DLC is kind of a separate thing. I really liked Fates, though. And I thought the story was okay. But I get the... I guess some of it can be hokey of, like, oh, he's not actually... Like, what part of the family is your character actually from, and... I liked the gameplay in Fates, particularly Conquest. Conquest was the harder one, right? Yeah, one of those was particularly tough in spots. I mean, Birthright was the other one, right? Yeah, Conquest was the harder one. Oh, that tank is gone. Alright, I just need something to take out that big tank. If we can do that... Oh, no. Man, we are letting this guy slide for too long. Oh, and it's gonna wreck that tank, too. The thing that bothered me about it was the biggest revelations in the game were hidden behind DLC. This is true. Significant character backstory and plot points should be featured in the main game, in my view. I can totally understand your point of view. I also totally understand why Nintendo would want to hide it behind DLC, as scummy as that might be. In particular, I thought it was so silly that spoiler location was essentially Fight Club. You just can't talk about it. Yeah, Fates was really good. There we go. Okay, we got that tank down. I should probably build another big tank to go and take out that guy, because that is going to be my... This is the thing that's going to keep them in the fight longer than they should be. Oh, geez. That also is going to keep them longer in the fight than they should be. Dang. Alright, we're like swimming in cash right now at like 41 Gs. Let's... Okay, I'm gonna put that guy in a position. Let's go buy a big tank. Let's buy 2 big tanks. YOLO. High-level strats right there, kids. I will say, as much as I love the Fire Emblem series, I hate the remakes. I hated Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. I hated the... What was the most recent one? It had the guy and the girl on the cover that were quasi... sort of brother-sister. Echoes, that's it. I just find the mechanics from every Fire Emblem... Shadows of Valencia, okay. I find the mechanics of the old Fire Emblem games before Fire Emblem on the Game Boy Advance to be dated. And, like, pretty much everything from the GBA version onward, I'm all in on. Love it. I know it's gotten even better over time, but I can play those GBA games and enjoy them a lot still to this day. But, like, those older games, man, I don't think they've aged particularly well. Shadow Dragon, like, I can't even remember all my criticisms of Shadow Dragon because it's been so long, but Shadows of Valentia, I hated the map design and the lack of objectives. It was just like, here's an open field, go kill everybody for 90% of that game. Shadow Dragon was rough, yeah. And I know that's the one with Marth in it, and all the Smash Brothers fans really wanted to play that one in particular so they could understand what the big deal was with him. But just as a game, it is not to the standard that Fire Emblem has set ever since. I didn't play enough Shadows of Valentia. I got all the way to the end of that game. I was on, like, the second last or last level of that game, and I got stuck. I think there was some... I had played it wrong and under-leveled my dude. Oh, jeez. That was bad. Okay. I think I had approached it wrong or under-leveled some of my team, and I couldn't beat it. And I was just like, you know what? I could probably grind this out and try this again, but I so dislike this game, I'm just going to get rid of it, get it out of my face. I don't want to see it anymore. And when I went to trade it in, the cashier was like, wait, what? You're trading in Fire Emblem? People love this game. And I'm like, no, And I just went on a big tirade about all the different things I didn't like about it. And she was just like, okay, all right, here's your money. Just go. I have gotten a lot more... My patience with games is a lot shorter than it used to be. I have no problem trading in games that just aren't working for me. There are a lot of games to play, and games take up a lot. They cost money, and I would rather put money towards games that I'm going to play and enjoy versus ones that I'm not. Just for the sake of still having it in my collection. I don't know how you guys feel about trading in games or selling them off. That's a good discussion point there. Yeah, what do you guys think about trading in games? Selling off your games. Do you do it? Do you hold on to everything for dear life? I used to hold on to everything for dear life. When I was younger, I think I've told this story a few times, but when I was younger, some people broke into my house. And I'm pretty sure they are people that I thought were my friends, but weren't actually my friends. They broke into our house, and the only things they stole were my video games. And they stole, like Randy and I's video games, and they stole almost everything. The only things they did not steal were the things that I had brought to my friend Gandy's house like the day before. So there's a plastic bag in the living room that had like 2 Nintendo 64 controllers and a couple of games, and otherwise everything got stolen. Super Nintendo, N64, just gone. And when the time came to get the insurance money, we didn't get everything. I don't know. Are we gonna get mom and dad in trouble if I tell the rest of this story? Let's just say we got stuff. We did not get all the stuff back that we originally had. I keep mine. I only ever sold 5 games. Wow. But I don't really regret selling the ones I did, and I'm not opposed to doing it if I have another time where I pick up something I don't like. I don't know where you're going with it, so maybe? Okay. So, Randy, I don't know if you know this, but when you claim... I still have the first Yoshi's Island... I still have the first Yoshi's Island that I had, and the same Majora's Mask. I will never sell them. I will never give them... I will give them to my kids. Alright, so, yes, those types of games I will never sell. I'm not selling Ocarina of Time. I'm not selling... I've thrown shade at this game the last few weeks. Advance Wars, never getting rid of this. Ever, ever, ever. Anything that's special to me, I'm not going to get rid of. If it's just a game where I look at it and I'm like, that game was okay, and I'm probably never going to play this again, and I'm not going to miss it, I will let it go. Like, The Last of Us is a game of the year. People love the snot out of that game. I thought that game was like a solid 8 out of 10. And I traded that game in. I don't regret it. I've had no interest to play it again. I enjoyed it more or less the time that I did. I think the last quarter of that game is phenomenal. Without going into spoilers, yeah, the last quarter of that game is some of the... has a lot of emotional weight to it. Also, I need to get back on my narrating here. Stop calling me Junior. I have a name. It's Andy. Well now, that's the spirit. Y'all are new to the Orange Star Army, right? Yeah, so? Hey, how'd you know that? Well, now, that's because I'm Grit. I was beholden to the old Orange Star not too long ago myself, so I'm pretty familiar with most of the military types. Well, y'all beat me this time. Who knows? Maybe we'll see each other on the flip side. So long, Jet. You too, Junior. Andy gets punked again. So where was I going with the story? Okay, so I guess there's two stories here. So without saying too much that could get my parents thrown in jail. I don't even think they can get thrown in jail. When you claim something being stolen, and you get insurance money from it, you are supposed to buy all the stuff back that got stolen. Now, Randy, you remember what we got. All right? Let's leave it at that. And let's just say we did not get everything back that was stolen. And part of that was because we did not get enough money to recover everything that was stolen. And so, like, after that experience, I got really protective of the games that we had. I wanted to keep everything because I've had it lost before, and I've missed a whole bunch of old Super Nintendo games. We're like, man, it'd be great to play Mario World again. Can't play, I don't have it. I would love to play Super Mario 64 again. I don't have Super Mario 64. I don't have Mario Kart 64. Those got stolen, and I never got those replaced. And those are hard to replace. I mean, I guess Wii U Virtual Console, I can get it for like $10, but getting a physical copy of those games is not cheap. It's not hard, but it's not cheap. And so I just started to hoard everything. But then, okay, let me flip to my face while we tell the rest of the story. So, I didn't want to trade anything ever. And at a certain point, I started buying up games. And when I moved out, I started buying like a ton of clearance games from Target. They were clearing out games when Canada had Target. We don't have Target anymore. Target bombed. That's a whole other discussion for a separate stream. I bought a ton of games for super cheap, and at a certain point, it's like, man, I'm never gonna play these games. I would love to play them, but I like realistically the way that I approach games, I put a heavy emphasis on playing new games that I can write about for the site, and like, are people really going to care about my review of Split Second? Like, probably not. Not like years after the fact. And so, like, at that point, I started thinking, like, you know what? I'm okay just selling these. Like, I'll trade in these 10, 12 games and then get one that I'm really going to play. And from that point forward, I was just like, okay, if I'm not happy with this game, I'm letting it go. The most recent one was Mario Tennis Aces. I traded in that game, and I think with that credit, I ended up getting Tetris Effect, and I think that was a pretty good swap. Alright, back to the game. What have we here? Actually, since you seem very particular, you've only traded in 5 games. Can you tell me what those 5 games were? Do you remember? I was actually going through my blog writing about backlog stuff, and I found, like, when I made this executive decision to get rid of my backlog, I had this receipt from Best Buy where I traded in the games. It's over 2 feet long of all the games that I traded in that day. And there's a picture of it on my blog. What do we have here? Orange Star Forces, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, I never am. I had heard that the Blue Moon Army ruined them, but how interesting. I think I'll entertain them for a while. Here's another question. This is another one that I hypothesize about a lot. And so Hannibal mentioned, I will never sell them. I will give them to my kids. And Ian, I know you have a kid. I don't think your kid is old enough to play video games at this point. What are your thoughts? Like, how do you want to introduce video games to your kid? I've been thinking about it. Like, I do not have a child of my own. I hope that Steph and I have kids someday. But I've always thought about, like, how do I introduce my kids to video games? Do I start with, like, the very beginning? Do I hook up the Atari and say, like, hey, kid, you're going to learn just the way I did. You're going to go chronologically through the history of games. Or do you just kind of let them discover it themselves? Like, does my kid just start... Like, if I have a kid now, do they start with, like, Fortnite 2? I don't know. Ian says, yep, I actually did a blog post. So they were Xenoblade Chronicles. All right. Batman Arkham Origins. I also sold that one. That game disappointed me almost immediately. Oh, man, I loved Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. And then when I played, like, the first mission in Origins, I was like, nope, this is not... You are telling me... This is fraudulent Batman right now. I don't want anything to do with this. Etrian Odyssey 4, haven't played that one. Tales of Graces, haven't played that one. And Paper Mario Sticker Star. Okay. My son is 3, and he already plays with us a little. We have Super Mario Party, and he can play the rhythm games with us. So he's into Mario stuff. Oh, that's cute. That's awesome. What's that? Oh, we got the helicopters now. I was so excited for Sticker Star, and it was such a letdown. Huh. Didn't Nell say this area was empty, as in no enemies? Jet, Andy, come in. Do you copy? Nell, there are hostile forces here. So it seems, but those aren't Blue Moon troops. I'll see what I can find out. Hold your positions. I heard Color Splash was better, but I couldn't bring myself to play it. We have some bases you can use here as a last resort. I always get too gassy on stream. I'm sorry, guys. At least I can mute it now versus burping every time. I have... Hey, Games Revolution Inc. Hola, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I hope your bae, your lover is doing well. Any updates on that? And also, are you excited for the Nintendo Direct? Ian says, I haven't played Color Splash either. I heard it was better as well, but I'm holding out to do a game in the original style. Probably never going to happen, though. I will say, I do plan on streaming Paper Mario at some point. I have never played it, but I have a new setup where I can stream retro games with this whole... Oh. With this whole system now versus me having to use a different TV. So, retro games will be coming soon. Paper Mario is on the list of games I have to cross off the bucket list. So that is happening. We have some bases you can use here as a last resort. Jet, watch over Andy, okay? Alright, what is the situation here? So I want... This base is going to be an important one to get. And this base are going to be key. Let's send a mech up. Wait. My theory is that they're never going to release an original-style Paper Mario because they want to differentiate it from Mario and Luigi. Huh. Okay. We're going to run this big tank over. Blast that guy out. I have not played any of the Mario... That is not true. I've played a little bit of Mario and Luigi. I don't remember which one. I don't know if it was a demo or if I borrowed it from you, Randy, at some point. I remember I played a little bit of it and was like, ah, this is fine, and then I stopped. Man, I love this song so much. I don't necessarily think it's like the greatest music, but I just have such fond memories of this music from the times I did play this growing up. Uh-oh. Nope, don't want to move there. That's what they've said in interviews, yeah. It bugs me because I always preferred Paper Mario to Mario & Luigi, so if one of them had to change the formula, I would have preferred it to be the latter. Andy's theme is the ringtone I have set for you. Oh, I had no idea. Oh, man. Oh, that's so cute. I had no idea you had that as my ringtone. For a long time, Steph had the Rick Astley Never Going to Give You Up as her ringtone for me because I used to troll. I mean, not used to troll. I still troll Steph a lot. Yeah, the Rick rolling was a big part of our relationship early on. Let's move this guy over here. Let's get these over, this over here. Can we? That helicopter is going to be super important. Get this guy over here. And maybe build one more mech. Uh-oh. Here come the fighter jets. So this is Eagle, and his ability is that his air units are very strong. His land... Oh, no! Mistakes were made. Huge mistakes were made. Alright, so this is going to be a much longer fight now. Okay, we'll let it rock. Shoot this guy down. So the air units, they are very strong against other air units, but they cannot hit anything on the ground. So this is the one I need to be worried about. We're going to move this over here. And we're going to move this helicopter back. Like, a lot. I think I prefer the Paper Mario format too. I like the math in the battle system, that the math in the battle system is easier to figure out. Okay. Let's start rolling. Can we get... Man. That helicopter... Losing that helicopter is so bad. Damn. Okay, let's go with the anti-air. Me too. The fact that there are no random rolls gives a sort of strategy element to it, I think. You have to think about which attack types or which partner is the best suited for each combat situation. I will have to take your word for it, guys, until I can play it, but someday. I think we'll be okay here. He's really... Dang. Let me just check something here real quick. Tech-wise, everything's okay. Hannibal, do you play any of these strategy games? The Fire Emblems, the Advance Wars, XCOM, any... I know you've played some Nintendo stuff growing up. Was this ever something you've tried out before? Or anything you'd be interested in trying now? No, I don't. Okay. No worries there. I mean, this style of game is not for everyone. I totally get it. And I think the next thing, I really I really want to stream Apex Legends, but I also... Yeah, I want to stream Apex Legends, but I'm concerned... Oh, you love chess. Okay. Here's a fun fact. Randy and I's grandfather was a really good chess player, like a tournament-level professional chess player. And there's one of the family heirlooms that we have. I don't know who has it now, but one of our relatives has this chessboard that he has autographed by a bunch of like some world-class chess players he played against at the time. And he beat, like, I don't know if it was a world champion or like a Philippines champion, but he beat a champion player at some point. And that was one of the big highlights of his chess career. And none of that has passed on to me. I'm horrible at chess. This is the closest thing I will get to chess. And I wouldn't necessarily say I'm particularly great at Advance Wars either. The last time I played chess, though, I actually taught Steph how to play chess. She'd never played chess before. We were... Oh, man, this is going to sound so bougie. My wife and I, during our wedding anniversary, we went to a spa for a weekend getaway. And before we were about to get our... I can't even say it with a straight face. Before we were about to go into our appointment to get back massages, they had, like, this lounge area, and there was a chessboard. And she was like, teach me how to play chess. And I was like, okay. And so I showed it to her. We're both big fans of like board games in general. So as soon as I showed her like the basics of it, it immediately clicked with her of this idea of the strategy of chess of like, you can't just think about the move you are making right now because it has consequences for the next turn. And all the gears start turning in your head of like, what am I supposed to do next? Also, I've been skipping some of the dialogue here. I'm sorry about that. What? Does that mean you're already under attack? Well, good luck. Nell left us. She ran away. Alright, let's go take out this plane. And we need to capture this base. This is going to be key. I really wish we could have captured this one. What I was trying to do was to put the helicopter right there. Just outside range. The ground units wouldn't have been able to hit it. I could take this base, and then we could attack from here and from here. But now we have to fight it straight up. What? That's very nice. She got it fast. I mean, I kicked her butt, but she understood, like, the appeal of chess and the idea of trying to think X number of moves ahead. The risk-reward of, I know I'm going to lose this piece now, but it helps me get some other benefit later. She is a smart cookie with board games. In certain board games that we play, she will beat me 99.9% of the time. It's awful. Alright, Veer. I see you, Hannibal. I'll see you soon. Okay, so he has no more... Oh, he's got a bomber. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Oh, no, that's bad. That's real bad. Okay, let's get this guy here. And we gotta rush our anti-air units up real quick. Otherwise, this is gonna hurt. And I should probably get another APC out. And let's get this guy out here, too. And we'll roll this guy back. Alright, while this guy does his turn, I try and shout out everyone who auto-hosts the stream every time we stream. So, shout-outs to... Shout-outs to Double Jump, twitch.tv/xDoubleJump. Thank you, Chris and Rachel, for always hosting my stream. And thank you for... Oh, man, I can't go down this rabbit hole right now. Shout-outs to Chris and Rachel. Hashtag Team Chris, hashtag Team Rachel. If you're not already following them on twitch.tv/xDoubleJump, you should do that. Let me go hit a button for them. I got a couple buttons now, actually. I don't know if they've seen these yet. We got a couple more. So, I mean, there's the classic what. We've got that. I got a couple more from the Codes Night as well. Oh, that's Rachel dancing there. We've got... This is Chris's reaction to Germany isn't a country. And then when I said Buttsberry Farm, there's the unison laugh. I love that one. I got some more buttons as well for other people as well. Yeah, my wife with the just disappointed face kills me every time. All right, where were we? Those are some nice buttons. Thank you. I've got this one. Yeah, the Make It Rain as well. I've got a couple more dumb gifts of me from the Happy Place that I could throw in there as well at some point. And at some point, yeah, I had a couple of non-friends doing dumb stuff gifts, but I like the friends doing dumb stuff. So we're gonna stick with that. Yeah, shoutouts to John. I messed up. That one was a really clutch one during Codenames Night. I guess we can shout out the whole crew while we're here too. Shoutouts to Matt. Finally have one of him that's not doing the Wolverine thing. Shoutouts to Jason. Oh, do I have the Jason button on here? Did I not? Oh no! I knew I messed up something. I have 3 John buttons on here. I don't have a Jason button right now. Sorry, Jason. Congratulations to you and Laura on your engagement. Still waiting for my invite to the wedding. It's okay, you've got time, right? Or, I've got time, right? And shoutouts to all you guys on stream. Come and hang out with me while I play some Advance Wars, this admittedly kind of slow game. So shoutouts to you, Ian. Shoutouts to you, Hannibal. Shoutouts to you, Randy. And everybody else that's dropped by. Thank you for hanging out with me. This has been fun. Lots of talking. My voice is super dry right now. Okay, Andy's got his power. I need a big tank. I don't think I have the money for a meat. No, I do not. We're gonna have to get these guys working here. I think this is the kind of game that facilitates talking / hosting. This is true. It is a lot easier to talk while playing Advance Wars than it is while playing... I don't know. The game I cannot play and stream at the same time, Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom, that game is way too fast, too hectic. I'm just concentrating on the game nonstop because, like, there's just too much stuff happening on screen. I can kind of stream and play Overwatch, although I'm not particularly good at Overwatch to begin with. But yeah, this one's a very, like, chill, let's hang out, talk about some stuff. Pokemon is good for that as well. And I need a big tank real soon. I can't talk at all when I'm playing fighting games with you. Yeah, certain fighting games I can do. Other ones I cannot. Like, most of the time when I was playing Pocket Rumble and climbing up the charts, I was streaming it. And just like, whatever. I mean, but the player base was different. I guess I'm okay with this getting blown up. But yeah, fighting games take a lot of brain power. That it's just hard. You can't. It's very difficult to play and talk at the same time. All inside streamer culture here. So like, yeah, Smash Bros is a tough one. Yeah, strategy games work really well. It's just the action on the screen is not particularly interesting to watch. It's more about like, hey, come hang out with me and let's talk about stuff versus the go check out this sick moment in whatever game we're playing. And tomorrow will be another one of these types of streams because we are going to be playing Fire Emblem, the original on the Game Boy Advance. Well, I know it's technically not the original if you want to count all the Japanese ones, but we'll be playing GBA Fire Emblem tomorrow night around 8 o'clock. We'll be starting a bit earlier than we started this one. And let me get a big tank going. And then we will talk about the Nintendo Direct. And the things we saw. What we liked, what we didn't like. I know, Ian, you've been speculating, or at least thinking, like... thinking there's this discussion about, like, Nintendo revealing one new game that everyone will be excited to see. Whatever that... That could be anything. Whatever that is, I hope it's cool. Hyper Repair. I have a post coming up, also kind of inspired by Advance Wars. Here's a subject I will throw out to the room, to you guys. Like, Advance Wars is the game that opened my eyes to turn-based strategy games. Like, what games opened your minds up to, like, entire genres of games or entire series that you've never played before? Like, what are those games that just kind of opened up a whole new world of gaming for you? This is absolutely one of them for me. And one that, yeah, I don't play any strategy games until I play this game. Although I am a big fan of fighting games, well, I was a fan of fighting games, Street Fighter 4 is the one that made me a big fan of, like, well, would I say... It wouldn't be Street Fighter 4 that made me a fan of competitive games, no. Well, it was the game that made me... Street Fighter 4 is the game that made me a big fan of Street Fighter 4. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is the game that opened me up to fighting games as a whole. Because I got super conscious when I was trying to get good at Street Fighter 4, thinking like, oh, like, being good at multiple fighting games is really hard. It's not possible. And when I started learning Marvel vs. Capcom 3, then I realized, like, oh, I can transfer a lot of these skills to this game. What other game could I play? And then from that point forward, I played pretty much every major fighting game since. Even the ones I knew I was going to be bad at, just to see how much of my skills would translate over. Yeah, so what games opened your eyes to new types of gaming experiences? Maybe it's VR. Maybe your first time playing a VR game opened your world to the possibilities. I have played PlayStation VR, like, before it came out. I tried a demo, and I was like, oh man, this is really cool. And I don't know if I would necessarily... I haven't played any more VR since, so I can't say that's one of those things, but I think VR is definitely one of those things that'll open people's eyes to a whole new world, a whole new way of experiencing games. 2% damage, that's not even worth it. We'll just put that there. Ooh. Here we go. I guess maybe Zero Escape with the visual novel genre. I never really played visual novel games, but 999 showed me there could be more involved with them than just reading a picture book. I've since played the full Phoenix Wright series, and Danganronpa is next on my list. Phoenix Wright was definitely one of those for me. I'd never played a game of that style until Phoenix Wright. And another one, Ian, I don't know if you've played Hotel Dusk on the Nintendo DS. That game is fantastic in the visual novel style. And I'm so sad that they never made another one of those. Because so good. So good. That is another... Was that made by Nintendo? Let me go. I have the cart, like, right here. Give me a sec. Shoto. Well, I had it right here. I don't drink at all, but based on like how often I do this on my stream, every time I do show and tell, take a drink. Oh wait, I'm not. It's a family-friendly stream. I scratch that. Scratch that. No, I didn't say any of that. Yeah, Hotel Dusk, room 215. This looks like a first-party game. It just has Nintendo at the bottom. It is fantastic in the visual novel genre. What I meant was take a drink of water every time I do that. There we go. It was made by Sing, which no longer exists. Animal says, haha. Oh, hold up. I see... Oh, okay. Filed for bankruptcy in March 1st, 2010. Oh, man, that makes me really sad. Oh, no. Don't vape, kids. Game Awards 2018. I didn't actually get to watch most of the Game Awards. I was... my work was doing our work Christmas party, and we went to see Home Alone. Played along to buy a live orchestra. So an orchestra did the soundtrack to Home Alone as it was playing on the big screen. It was really dope. So I didn't get home till like the very end of the show, so I missed that, whatever that was. Whoa, there was a sequel to Hotel Dusk? What? Released in Japan and Europe only. Oh, man. Okay, I need to add that to my bucket list of games I need to play. I don't know how we get it. I hope they have it in English, but I need to play that. Uh-oh. Oh, well, Eagle's power isn't going to do anything because he has no flying units. Sorry, I got water in my glasses. Just saw a YouTube video. Oh, man. Oh, I'm so jealous. How do we not get that? Oh, wait. Oh, no. Was his the whole, like, attack twice? Oh, no. Oh, this is bad. Oh, there's one more thing I have to show on stream. I mean, I'm not wrapping up anytime soon, but there's one major thing I gotta show. After this level, I'm gonna go upstairs and I will get it, and I think I need to show... Yeah, I have to show it on stream. It has to happen. It'll be done. Alright. What do I want to blow up here? Let's blow up this guy. No, this guy. This guy's more dangerous. And we can reel this guy back. See, the other thing, if I had the helicopter, I could have just flown right here to the guy's base and just taken him out. But nope. No, we cannot do that. I'm actually really excited for this particular show and tell. This is really important, guys. Like, actually important. That's the way I always beat this map. Yep. That would be the smart way to do it. Instead, I'm, like, slugging my way through this. You would have restarted. It might have been faster to just restart. This is true. I think I'm in too deep now. I think we'll be alright. We're almost done this level. So yeah, Ian says visual novel games. Hannibal, is there any games that introduced you to like an entire genre of game? Like you wouldn't have played any of these other ones had it not been for this. Randy said first rhythm game he played was Space Channel 5 on the Dreamcast. I knew I already wanted to try DDR, so I don't know if that counts. Yeah, you're really... You are the biggest rhythm game fan I know. I didn't actually know it was Space Channel 5 that started it for you, though. I remember DDR being a big one for you, and DDR Mario Mix on the GameCube. We could stream that at some point. Now that I think about it, because all of that music is Nintendo/public domain, we could probably stream that without getting in trouble. But then we would have to stream ourselves playing DDR, and I don't know what your appetite is for streaming yourself play DDR on the internet. Hannibal says, yes, it was A Link to the Past for the SNES. Now Zelda is in my heart and always will be. That's great. Yeah, A Link to the Past was a big one for me. I played when the original... I think by the time I was old enough to, like, start to understand... Like, when I started playing video games, I started playing video games when I was, like, 3 years old. I was a toddler and my cousins introduced me to it. I was way too young to understand how Zelda worked. So for those first 2 Zelda games, I played as just, like... I ran around with a sword and I hit stuff. And that's all I did. It wouldn't be till A Link to the Past where I was finally old enough to understand the gravity of the situation and the idea of going to these dungeons and saving the princess and all of that was completely lost on me till I played A Link to the Past. And A Link to the Past is still a phenomenal game that has held up incredibly well. Randy says, I could probably do DDR Mario on stream. Okay. At some point we will do that, because the 2 games I know I really want to stream with you... Well, I guess DDR we can add on the list. That's one of them. The other one we have to do is, now that I have the retro setup working properly, we have to do either Tetris Attack or Pokemon Puzzle League. One of those 2 is just us battling to the bitter end, with you probably winning, but still. Like, I want to stream those games. Like, I want to stream Puzzle League, but, like, playing against the computer is not the same as playing against you, so... Ian says, A Link to the Past is great. I never beat it as a kid, but it was fun to play and has excellent music. Yes, also agreed. We kind of did Tetris Attack. Like, I know we did, but that was in a different time in the channel. Nobody was watching my channel at the time. And also, due to technical difficulties, it's just the gameplay feed, and you don't actually get to see us, which is a big disadvantage. So, I think it would do a lot better if we did it now. And also, when did you not want to play Tetris Attack? When would you turn down the opportunity to play that game? Okay, so this is going to be trouble here. Roll these tanks out. You'll still play Pokemon Puzzle League. Okay, fine. We'll meet in the middle at Pokemon Puzzle League. Whoa, man, I didn't realize how late it was. 10:30. Okay, let's finish up this level. We'll do like one last round of show and tell, and then we'll call it. And then we'll come back here tomorrow night. We'll play some Fire Emblem. People have the... Oh yeah, Pokemon Puzzle League has a 3D mode as well. Yes. bang. Yeah, what were the other games on this list? I'm spoiling a blog post that's not coming out for a while. But, yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 kind of opened me up to fighting games, modern fighting games as a whole. Oh, Ian says, I gotta call it a night. Gotta get up early enough to get to work early so I can leave in time for the direct. It was a fun stream. Hopefully I can come tomorrow night too. Have a good night. Thank you so much, Ian, for dropping by. Hopefully we can you can come by tomorrow as well, and we can talk about the direct and all the stuff that happened, because my fingers are crossed that we will get a lot of good news. And if we don't, we will have a lot to complain about. So take care, take it easy. Hopefully see you soon. Man, this fight is such a slog. Here's hoping. See ya. We're almost done this level, guys, I promise. At this point, I should probably... Yeah, let's do the power. Crush these guys. And then we have one last round of show and tell for something that's actually super important. Randy probably knows what it is, but for everyone else watching... Nice, you got this, Mike. Thank you for the support, Hannibal. Thank you. We are almost there. I should have done what Randy said and fly the helicopter across the south to the base, but we're just going to snuff this guy out here, and if he has no more troops on the battlefield, then we win. Which I think is probably the faster way to go about it at this point. Bang, bang, bang. Let's take this guy out. Yeah, we got this in the bag. I'm gonna run this guy towards the headquarters anyway. Throw this here, throw this over. Uh-oh. This is bad. Don't worry, we'll still win this, I think, pretty handily on the next turn or two, but I didn't realize he had a tank on the other side. Squash them out, get these buildings. So Hannibal, before we close this out, like you mentioned you are into chess. How far into chess did you get? Like, did you play on a school team? Did you play with family, friends? Did you play like competitively in tournaments? How far did your chess enthusiasm go? Alright, we're gonna, like, crush this guy, like, in the next turn or two. I played at school and in some small events, and I won most of them. Oh, man. That's cool. I think there's a pretty decent community of people who stream chess on Twitch. I don't know if that's something you would be interested in watching, but I don't think it's that hard to stream that game either. I like the game so much, it's brain versus brain. Yes. This game you can play multiplayer as well, and so there's sort of a chess-like element to it. Of course, it's with tanks and you're managing money and stuff, but it's definitely more chess-like in its execution. Yeah, this game looks fun. If you are interested, I would recommend... I mean, this game you can't get. I know you don't have... Well, I don't know if you'd want to dig up a Game Boy Advance or Wii U at this point, but Wargroove, which I know Chris streamed like a week or so ago, it is a close enough facsimile to this, where you'd be like, yeah, okay. Oh man, like I gotta mow this guy down. Yeah, he made his last-ditch effort buying that big tank. He doesn't have the money to get anything else going at this point. Yeah, had I done Randy's strategy, I probably could have, like, finished one more level on stream. That's okay. Let's close this out. So yeah, stick around. We've got like one more show and tell, and this is actually an important one. And I've got some stuff to say. I would have said it earlier, but didn't want a backseat game. That's okay. We got through it in the end, so that's all that matters. And we're about to win here anyhow. One more shot, and that should be it. Rub it in. I'm going to go take some extra defense in the trees for good measure. And there we go. I lost? Huh. It's you, Andy. Yeah, but who are you? Don't play dumb with me, boy. I'll never forget what you've done. Huh? So continuing to feign ignorance, eh? Very well, but next time we meet will be our last. Hey, wait up! He's gone. What was that all about? Victory! And speed is going to be terrible. That was a really bad score. Sorry, guys. I thought we had a good conversation in the meantime, though. I thought it was fun. Alright, so give me a second. Actually, oh, I don't have a be right back button. Where is my be right back message? I do have that. Okay. Let me save. Give me 2 seconds. I will be right back. We have something very important to talk about. Like, actually, though. Ugh. Alright, I'm back. Okay, so I was saying, I should put the volume down on this game as well. We're just gonna mute that. We don't need that right now. Let me catch my breath going up and down the stairs. This is going to be the coolest show and tell we've done in we've been doing in a while. So late last year, it was early November. We did an Extra Life 26-hour gaming marathon. It was supposed to go 24 hours, but then it also happened during the time jump, and so it was 25 hours. And then Jenna and Randy wanted to stream even further. So we streamed for 26 hours. You can watch all of that on the YouTube channel. And we raised $800 for the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals, which put us like really high up in the rankings. We were, as far as like donating to Sick Kids Hospital, we were like top 4% of contributors, which is an amazing thing. We did a really great thing for our local community here, and that was wonderful. And one of the gifts that we got, so you might notice there's an Extra Life sticker directly behind my head. I'm blocking with my hand right there. They also gave me a t-shirt for being part of a premium member. And the most important part, that's very nice. Yeah, the most important thing that we got was we were awarded with a medal. This is the Extra Life silver medal for raising $800, which is like the second highest tier. Let me turn off this light here so you guys can see it a little better. I know it's a little dark, but now you don't get the... Oh, hold up. Let me turn off my TV too. There is the medal. Let me turn that light on. Ugh. Trying to find the right way to showcase the... There we go. There it is. The Extra Life silver medal for raising $800. And the best part about it was I got this upgraded. I got it engraved with the initials of everyone that was on the team. So starting from the top, J, that's me. S, that's my wife Steph. R, that's my brother Randy, player 2 start in the chat right now. J, that's my cousin Jenna, Jenna the Fool. In the middle row, M, that is Matt from the Boss Rush. The next J is John, also from Boss Rush. The following J after that is Jason, downstab.com. L is Jason's fiance Laura. I'm blanking. She has a couple of Instagram accounts. Then on the bottom row there, K, Chris from Double Jump. R, Rachel from Double Jump. J, Janice, my cousin Janice, who came at like 5 a.m. to help play games with us. Then there's an M for my sister-in-law Michelle. Another J for her boyfriend Yasha. And D for Dusty, their dog. And that was the entire Extra Life team that came over to the house to play video games to help raise money for the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. And I wasn't able to get like a medal for every single person on the team. We only get one, but I made sure that I got everyone represented on this. So going forward, I don't know if I'm going to be able to mount it tomorrow. It's going to be on this back wall here to commemorate everybody for all their hard work, for all of the great times we had, and for, I guess, the future of, I mean, like all the great things we did for the kids. And we're going to do this again next year. And I think all of us have gotten a lot closer since then with the gaming stuff. Like, yeah, Matt, John, and like all the streaming stuff we do. Chris and Rachel, they spent a lot of time with us, and we got to hang out with them a lot more since then. Yeah, next year we're going for the gold. I think a gold is $1,000. Fingers crossed that we can do that. We're gonna see how the teams are set up, because last year it was just me, but possibly Jason might sign up on his own, Matt and John might sign up, Chris and Rachel might sign up as their own, and then we'll all like pool our money together as like one team thing. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm hoping that we all come together next year. Let's go get the gold medal for next year. I mean, this one's pretty awesome as is, but Yeah, gold medal next year with everyone's initials on it. Let's get it. Thank you again. Thank you to everybody that donated to the cause. Truly appreciate it. I don't have the names in front of me right now, but thank you so much for contributing to the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. It goes towards 170 different hospitals in North America, helping to provide. It goes towards the kids and the doctors and all of the proceeds required to keep those kids going. So truly a wonderful cause, and I'm glad we could have played games and made a difference in this world. So again, thank you to everybody. Thank you to Aya. Thank you to PJ for providing the lighting and equipment that we were using for that. Thank you to Steph for all the behind the scenes stuff that she did to pull this together, making sure that everyone was comfortable in terms of having food to eat, having places to sleep when we were sleepy. Thank you, Randy, for doing the night shift. Thank you, Chris and Rachel, for spending as much time as you did. They played for hours with us on stream. Thank you, Laura and Jason, for contributing your time. Thank you, Matt and Jason, for coming by the house. Hannibal says, I did not donate. I didn't know you, my friend, or Double Jump. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. We will do this again in 2019. You are more than welcome to donate then. Randy says the night shift was great. Yeah, don't worry, Hannibal. There will be another opportunity when we do this next year. And yeah, it was fun to make all the stupid jokes I wanted. Yeah, we're gonna rely on you for that night shift again, man. But now I do, and I will donate. Wonderful. Truly appreciate it. Okay, guys, it's really late. It's 10:42. I'm gonna have to be back here in less than 24 hours to stream another strategy game. But it is another one of my favorites, Fire Emblem, so it's gonna be pretty hype. So again, thank you to everybody who helped make this medal happen. And it's so much more than the medal. It's about all the lives we impacted positively through our efforts through Extra Life. And at some point, I will get it on this wall to commemorate all of you guys from now till forever. All right, I need to rest my voice. I'm sounding very hoarse right now. I need to shut this down. We're going to edit some clips. Thank you again, Hannibal. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, everybody that dropped by. We're going to do this all over again tomorrow with Fire Emblem this time. So have a good night. I will see you tomorrow, and take care.